Good morning, it's March and spring is in the air, but I don't need a weather forecast to tell me that today's mission will bring me sunshine. I'm starting today's journey here at my local railway station at Dronfield in North Derbyshire. Now there's lots of connections today and it's quite a lengthy journey, but if you think at any stage we've caught the wrong train, don't worry. We're going to be catching all the right trains, but not necessarily in the right order. Well, I hope not all the trains are going to be quite so busy today. It was standing room only from Dronfield to Sheffield. Right, we've just stopped off here at Sheffield to take on a few provisions. And now our second train is going to take us up to West Yorkshire to Leeds. The good news is I think we're going to be blessed with glorious sunshine today. I said this mission was going to bring me sunshine, and here it is. So where are we heading? Well, our next train journey is going to take us over the Pennines into Lancashire. Lancashire is known as the county of 100 comedians and comic actors. Now right at the top of the tree is Stan Laurel, Peter Kay, Ken Dodd, and the chap who we're going to celebrate today, Eric Morecambe, of course. This train looks a whole lot cleaner than the last one, and fortunately the windows look clean too, because this route over the Pennines is one of the most scenic journeys in Britain.
Welcome on board this Northern Train 2. Morecambe. The next station stop is Shipley.
This is Shipley, and I know from a previous Mike's mission that this is a triangular shaped station with 5 platforms. This is Bingley, famous for its canal locks, and there are the famous 5 rise locks. What if I brought you with me to celebrate Eric Morecambe? Well, this spring it would be the comic's 100th birthday, so that's why we're heading to the town of his birth, Morecambe, of course. Here's Skipton Station, looking beautiful this morning in the sunshine. As this film is about a man who made everyone laugh, it's appropriate that we should call by this station here, Giggleswick. It really is a magnificent day up here in the Yorkshire Dales as we're heading down now towards Lancashire. This is Carnforth Station, famous of course for being the chief location in the 1945 black and white romantic drama Brief Encounter. expected to see part of the Caledonian Sleeper down here.
Lancaster. If you're leaving the train here, please take a moment to ensure you have everything with you. Good journey in advance in plane using the Northern Alps.
Oh, that has been an absolutely fabulous journey over the Pennines. I recommend that to anyone, especially when the weather's like this with such a lovely blue sky. It's actually quite warm here on the coast. I'm sure there'll be lots of people walking around in shorts. Of course, they'll be showing off their short, fat, hairy legs. That's a nice, helpful map. I can smell sea air now, and I think down in front of me, that's Morecambe Bay. No dogs or horses, it says, but I'll tell you what, there's plenty of sea today, the tide's in. Look at that view there, over Morecambe Bay to the Lake District beyond. That is absolutely amazing. Worth the journey just for this view. Well, with this view you could be just about anywhere in the world. And this is Morecambe. So this, of course, is John Eric Bartholomew, known to everyone far and wide as Eric Morecambe. He was born here in Morecambe on the 14th of May 1926, which means that this spring would have been Eric's 100th birthday. The statue here was unveiled by Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, 23rd of July 1999. The statue was vandalised in 2014 and one of its legs was sawn off. They had to take it to London to be repaired. And of course, Eric, you can't see the joint. Morecambe and Wise were one of my favourite TV shows. In fact, every Saturday night we had to just watch them, the whole family together, and that went on for years. And Eric and Ernie's Christmas shows were legendary, pulling in some of the largest TV audiences that have ever been known. Here at Mike's Missions we can't play you the song for copyright reasons, but we can show you the words and you can sing along. Be careful there. Right, two more people here. And what are your names and where have you come from today?
My name's Kath and we're from Leyland in near Preston.
Oh, not a million miles away then?
No.
No.
Have you been to see the statue before?
No.
No.
Right, what's kept you then all these years?
Just time really.
And were you big fans of Eric and Ernie?
We used to
Yeah.
watch them up. In fact, we sometimes still do watch them on YouTube.
Yeah, we
don't
still go back and watch them because it's
Yeah.
classic stuff. You can't.
Still
beat it.
hilarious. Even though you know what lines and what gags are coming, they're still funny,
Yeah.
aren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. Now, apparently in Morecambe, there are not one, not two, but 3 houses that have blue plaques up to show where Eric lived. And we're off to discover 2 of them. Ernest.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, lots of things here. I'm looking for a little urn. And of course it's Mike's missions day. So what do we find down the street? It's bin day. These are fancy coloured lids. I don't think I've seen red and yellow before on all our missions. This is Buxton Street at Morecambe, birthplace of Eric Morecambe, almost 100 years ago. Now, this was the Bartholomew family home at 48 Buxton Street, where Eric grew up. Unfortunately, 100 years ago, when the family were waiting for his birth, this house had a bit of a leak. So Eric was actually born down here at number 42, the home of his auntie. And I think there's actually a plaque up there on the wall. Oh, it's a cat in the window. And there we are, look. Yeah, though again I'm a little bit out of breath now after quite a hike back to the railway station. Now, I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember, but back in the 70s there was a comedian called Colin Crompton whose mission in life seemed to be to criticise Morecambe at every opportunity. And he had lots of opportunities because he was on the Comedians every Saturday night on TV. And some of his jokes, he used to say that they don't bury the dead in Morecambe, they stand them up in bus shelters with a bingo ticket in the hand. Or the highlight of the week in Morecambe is when the Co-op turns on the bacon slicer. Or there's also the tale he used to come out with about people in Morecambe had come out at night to see the changing of the traffic lights. So that was Colin's material. Now I'm waiting until I'm almost out of town because one of the residents of Morecambe these days is boxer Tyson Fury. And if there's any one person in Morecambe you don't want to upset, it's him, I suppose. And a few facts about Morecambe before we bid it farewell. It was a really thriving seaside resort in the mid-20th century, and it had the largest pontoons resort in the country. Railway connections with Leeds meant that the towns always had more Yorkshire visitors than Blackpool gets, and it earned the nickname Bradford-on-Sea. Other famous people born here include actress Thora Hird and artist William Woodhouse. Now, I've also just heard today that the council here are going to honour Eric Morecambe's 100th birthday with a special weekend in mid-May. And I think the Winter Gardens is going to be the centre of all the celebrations. Anyone who wants to come along.
1016. See it, say it.
Sorted.
Welcome on board this Northern Train to Leeds. Thanks for choosing Northern, and we hope you enjoyed your journey.
Well, my different shirt will probably tell you that we've moved into a different day with this video. I was hoping to round it off at Leeds Station last night, but to be honest, it was too busy and too noisy. So here we are, the following day, back at Dronfield Station where we started out. I really enjoyed myself in Morecambe yesterday, and it was fabulous to find the birthplace of Eric Morecambe. I know at some time yesterday I did mention that Lancashire has given birth to more than 100 comedians and comic actors down the years. And so on my way back from Morecambe last night, I found myself sitting next to my friend Mr. Google, and between us we drew up a list of some of these famous people, and I've scribbled it down here. Of course, the top of the list are Eric Morecambe, Stan Laurel, Ken Dodd, Peter Kay. But here are some of the others. See how many you remember, and also can you remember the catchphrases that they had? Hilda Baker, Cannon and Ball, Jim Bowen, Bernie Clifton, Jimmy Clitheroe, Steve Coogan, Phil Cool, Bernard Cribbings, John Culshaw, Norman Vaughan, Kenny Everett, Freddie Starr, George Roper, Derek Nimmo, Jimmy Tarbuck, Freddie Parrotface Davis, Gracie Fields, Les Dawson, George Formby, John Inman, Roy Kinnear, Lee Mack, Tom O'Connor, Bill Oddie, Frank Randall, Eric Sykes, Johnny Vegas, Victoria Wood, Ricky Tomlinson, Rob Wilton, Alexi Sale, Stan Boardman, Arthur Askey, Jason Manford, John Bishop, Lenny Bennett, Faith Brown, Les Dennis, Tommy Handley, Chris McCausland, Mick Miller and Ted Ray. What a list that is there. How many do you remember? So that's the end of this particular video from Mike's Missions. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a special one. Happy birthday to Eric Morecambe for May this year. And what do you think to it so far? That's not very nice. Well, what you can do, you can put comments below, you can leave a message for me, you can like, and please subscribe, and then follow me on my next silly mission. Thanks so much, thanks for coming along, bye.